I'm a high-functioning autistic. Aitah or is she? Is it both of us? Should we break up or can we become the life partners I'd like to be? I am a high-functioning autistic and have ADHD. For more perspective, I am a veteran of the United States Coast Guard with an honorable discharge. So take from that what you will, but basically nobody knows I am on the spectrum unless I choose to tell them. I am 35 years old and got the ASD diagnosis about 3 years ago. For work, I am a behavior interventionist. Those who don't know what that is, I work with children who are also on the spectrum like myself. I note these things attempting to draw understanding for why I respond to my girlfriend the way I do, hoping those who have experience with others on the spectrum to better understand what I am about to share. First and foremost, I'd like you all to know that I love her very much and marriage with a life partner has always been my end goal with her. Wouldn't be here looking for advice if it wasn't. That said, let me get into things now. Trying to be fair, I know I can be hard-headed and difficult at times, but view myself as very understanding, hence my job as a bi with a turnover rate as high as 75%. As for the negative side of my personality, in my opinion, I admit I can be a bit of a know-it-all at times. As for why, I could simply say my ego, but here is more information I hope to be more helpful, apart from my natural tendencies being on the spectrum. Despite graduating high school at 18 like most, grade school pushed for me to skip 3 grades starting in kindergarten, and possibly skip a few more after seeing how I did, but I didn't want to. They made the mistake of asking me if I wanted to do it. Due to my resistance to skipping grades and testing out, my mother had me attend community college starting at the age of 10. I was still in middle school at the time but would go to college after I got out at 300 p.m. 1500. I wanted a normal life so never chose to skip grades. These are also the reasons I avoided college for many years once I graduated high school, as it was forced on me at such a young age. I joined the military instead. So, I have spent my entire life seeing and understanding things the way I do differently from most people alive. Hence, my natural inclinations to trust myself despite others' opinions sand my ego. My girlfriend is 32 years old and I have believed she is on the spectrum like myself, though she has never been diagnosed. She does not agree with me and has always held the position that I am wrong about that, reminding me that I am not licensed to make diagnosis. She simply has never respected my opinion about it to look at for herself at all. From the get-go I was wrong in her mind, and that has been how things have been ever since. I believe what I do based on my years of experiences as a behavior interventionist and being on the A team myself for over 30 years. After 12 years, I still think she's like me, despite numerous fights we have had in the past causing me not to mention it anymore. Now to the present issues at hand. I am really not exactly sure where to start, but we are on vacation and it was our last night here. We made this trip to celebrate my girlfriend's birthday. For me it's my first time out of the country. Still have to take the flight back home later tonight with her. She had been upset all day yesterday because I mentioned one of my best friends from college, who is female and recently married her new husband. I am friends with both of them as we all met in college in the same school club. We were out looking for gifts for my girlfriend's parents and siblings to bring home. I got a gift for my mother, but my father unexpectedly passed away about a month ago. We made these birthday plans months before my father passed. I don't have any siblings, so was thinking about my 3 closest friends. 2 of them are men, my female friend and her husband. So 4 gifts altogether. I met my girlfriend online and before we even met in person and made sure she knew that my female friend had a crush on me when we first met. My female friend and I have been close friends for about 7 years now. For more than 6 years, my friend's past crush on me has not been an issue. It was honestly never really an issue in our friendship, as she dated numerous guys at the time all while having a crush on me. The biggest issue I had at the time were our other friends trying to convince me to date her. She was 18 when she first met me and I am about 10 years older, so no, I was not trying to do that at all. Plus I've only ever seen her as a friend despite trying to see things differently because of others, but I could not. Not bragging, but women have typically found me to be physically attractive throughout my life, so it wasn't something I wasn't used to. Again, not trying to sound big-headed, just trying to be honest for context. One of my girlfriend's 2 best friends is male, and he admitted to having feelings for my girlfriend at the start of our relationship. My response was that as long as he respects our relationship I do not have a problem with him. How could I when I was friends with my female friend? From experience I know it's possible. Her friend was not able to handle that, unlike my female friend from college, yet I was still supportive because I didn't want her to lose any of the 2 close friends she has if I could help it. Support systems are important and that's what friends are for. From the beginning I have struggled to maintain my friendship and my relationship with my GF without it causing fights. For example, an issue is how my female friend used to call me love as she does with all of her friends, but this has been an issue for my GF. Asked my female friend to stop calling me love in the past, which resulted in her taking offense because she was engaged. Assuming it was my fault, my GF took issue. My girlfriend has always told me she does not have a problem with my female friend, but the way I respond to her that she takes issue with. What I end up seeing tells me differently, but I digress. At the beginning of this trip, once already here, my girlfriend got upset with my lack of focus when she asked for my help with making plans for the day. My father's passing made it difficult for me to help make plans before we left, as I was filled with a mixture of emotions, including guilt for leaving so soon after he passed. I got used to her planning things for this trip because of that, but she became frustrated and stressed, so she asked for my help already annoyed. We agreed to talk about our relationship later after she had a few days to collect herself, as she has always needed about a week or two before she's not constantly in a bad mood following an argument. She has been this way since I met her. Last night my girlfriend and I had a pretty big fight that became physical. She threatened to punch me if I did not stop trying to talk about us. I found myself unable to, confused by her level of misplaced anger towards me. She ended up punching me in the face, teeth still hurt right now, slapped me in the face, threw plates and anything she could get her hands on. The worst we've ever had. My shoulder currently hurts because she hit me with a glass bottle once or twice. In response, I wrapped my arms around her to stop her from hitting me and fell into the bed with her. The rest of the times I either moved or just took the hits. I didn't think she'd hit me the way she did, and the diagnosed childhood PTSD part of me thought I deserved it for upsetting her so much. I know nobody ever deserves to be assaulted, but I am being honest here. I have never nor would ever hit her or any woman, no matter how many times they hit me. Not sure if this is important to note or not, but I did martial arts from 5 to 18 years old. Saying this to note my years of practiced self-restraint regarding physical altercations. If you're wondering why I put up with it, it's because I believe she was having a meltdown caused by my inability to stop talking. During this, she asked if I was happy now that she actually hit me. In the past she has thrown many things at me, hit and slapped me as well, but not as hard as she could. Whilst hitting me as hard as she could last night, she was making comparisons showing me how she hit me before versus last night. Asking me the whole time if I think she ever actually hit me before. She was referring to a time she does not recall after her cousin's wedding. She drank a bit that night, which is possibly why she doesn't remember this. She got upset with me over something, and when I tried to step out of the room so she could close the door, she grabbed both of my forearms to continue screaming in my face. If I tried to step away again, she'd just grab me. So, still wanting her to close the door to de-escalate, I instead turned my body and pivoted away from her, so she could. She slugged me in the stomach with her left fist. Right after that, she told me she didn't even know she had hit me until she saw me bending over holding my stomach. The weeks following this, she does not remember this happening at all. When I tried to talk about it, she'd accused me of gaslighting her and lying, recalling a different time she hit me with closed fists in the stomach, thinking that's what I am talking about, noting she claims she did it to push me away and not punch me. So when she asked if she has ever actually hit me before, my response was yes, which made her blow up even more. Laying hands on another is never okay unless defending yourself, but when it comes to men and women in a relationship, those same views do not apply when a man hits. ID never hit her. Still, it's very confusing as to how to respond when someone is adamant they never hit you, while asking if they ever hit you. I have not been able to tell my girlfriend enough details for her to recall the slug to my stomach. She does not remember because she gets too upset whenever attempting to talk about it. So, in her mind I am still a liar. I know all of this sounds horrible and most will probably just tell me to end the relationship. Yet I am here asking for advice because I still see someone who I pushed too far, enough to have a meltdown. Again, I think she is also on the spectrum like myself, and I question what kind of man I am if unable to extend the same compassion and understanding that I do for the clients I work with, to the person I am in a relationship with.